What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. There's this article from, or is talking about how U.S. government officials telling us that supply chain nightmares could potentially last for years. Now, this is not a surprise. When they said that this backlog that was happening, especially out in the port of Long Beach, and they said it would be better by spring of 2022. I mean, I hope that that's reality. But as time goes by and you see the things that are happening, I've been the first to say that this is gonna last a long time. And I know it's a pessimistic outlook on things, but I have been saying that this is just the beginning and it's the start. And how long it lasts, well, that depends on what exactly is being planned because we know the Build Back Better is an international mantra that's being used. It's a slogan by different nations. So, what the ultimate goal here, or what the ultimate goal is here, uh, to be determined. But at this point in time, something that would really put a major stress into all the nations is supply chain nightmares and how that could affect food prices, shortages, etc. And I think a lot of people are starting to, slowly realize that this is a serious issue. Here, U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, I guess that's how you pronounce it, admitted that some of the supply chain problems that we are currently facing could last for years and years. And that sounds like a very long time. Here, he said that it's an incredibly complicated situation, but government is holding virtual roundtables with port operators, labor unions, and private companies. He said that the challenges will continue not only going into next year or two, but going into the long term. And one thing I have been saying on this channel is you just wait till the strikes and till the labor unions start getting involved. It's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a mess. And it's just the beginning of these things. That's why I'm a heavy advocate of being prepared, of having your financials in order. Because if you're invested and you see that it's gone up, take your profits. Okay? Because nothing's promised. Take your profits, put it into something you can hold, something tangible. Whether that be, digital assets, precious metals. You might be waiting from taking profits off of those to maybe buy a piece of land, a home. Obviously, prices of real estate are insane. So that's why you might be waiting. However, here we also see that it says stores across America have empty shelves. You're starting to notice that. And things are becoming a lot more expensive. Let me read something to you here. Obviously, the energy crisis I talked about yesterday. That's a severe issue, which is going to affect everything. Everything. Whether that comes to food, your cost of materials, it's going to affect everything across the board. However, we see here that the UN, it says we are entering a period of inflation that is going to absolutely shock most people. It says the UN says that the global price of food has already risen more than 32% over the past year. The UN's FAO September Food Price Index, a measure of monthly changes in global food prices, reached 130 points, a level not seen since 2011. It represents a 32.8% increase from September 2020. Can you imagine when it comes to the point where most of your expenses are either going to your shelter and to your food? What are you going to do? And when it becomes so expensive that you have nowhere else to go, what are you going to do? Doesn't matter that you have nice cars. It doesn't matter. If you don't have food to survive, none of that matters. And I'm putting things into perspective. Because if there's a shortage of things and you really can't spend the money, or you don't have the freedom to spend the money, why does it matter to have all that wealth? Questions to ask. And something I want to do is stimulate your thinking. Because a lot of people think that we're going to return to what we once were before this cerveza sickness started. Nope, we're not. And people have that same mindset and mentality. You have to start adapting and start thinking ahead, because we're not going back to that time before, pre-pandemic. So you have to start thinking 3-4 steps ahead. And it's going to take some critical thinking. You're going to have to do some thinking for yourself. But don't accept something just because someone says it. Think for yourself. Hope this episode has brought you some value. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts on these increasing prices of food globally. Let me know in the comment section below. This is the Digital Road Podcast. And I'll see you in the next episode.